Hare Krishna, Dandot Pranam Maharaj.
Haribo, Jai Uma Devi Ki Jai.
Dandot Pranam Prabhuji.
Amiya Sindhu Prabhu Ki Jai. Haribo.
Dandot Pranam Prabhuji.
Maharaj, Maharaj.
Yes, Dandot.
I'm moving house at the moment, and I came across some wonderful tapes that I had collected in the 1960s from ISKCON, and they're all cassette tapes, very, very ancient tapes. They're all about maybe 30, 40 years old almost. And it's quite incredible that I should actually come across these items when I'm actually leaving this house now. But it's a wonderful opportunity for purification. And by your grace and mercy, Jai Gurudev, all should be well. And Krishna is looking after things so nicely. And well.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
How are you, Maharaj?
I'm okay, Uma Devi, by your grace.
Oh, Maharaj. From your grace, everybody okay.
The weather has been so changeable. I think I have a cold.
Okay.
Get hot weather,
It's
cold
cold.
weather. It gets both. We get hot weather in the day, cold weather in the night. Very difficult. You are at work now?
Yes, Maharaj. Until 7 p.m. 6 to 7. Now 6 o'clock. 7 p.m. to finish.
Okay.
Morning 7 to 7.
It's good that you have some time to hear Harikatha, huh?
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. I will make time, Maharaj. That's all. Yeah, I'm waiting for the satsanga. I will make time myself.
Okay. A good job. If you're able to hear about, you're able to hear about Krishna and get paid at the same time.
But I'm not using for Krishna service, Maharaj. That's the feeling always. I'm using for the Maya service. I am working and using for the family, Maya, paying bills.
Yes. Okay, I don't know. Everybody might be celebrating Easter.
Easter, sir.
Praise again. So we'll start. Vandana prayers. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam
Sri Guru Vaishnava Sacha
Shri
Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Sri Vitaka Nitam Cha
Om Ganati
Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya
Chakshurunmilitam
Chakshurunmilitam yena
Tasmai
Shri
Shri
Gurave Namaha.
Gujra
Ya Shri Guru Varga Vandita
Mahabhava
Mahitaya Sda
Purva
Purva Parya Parampara Prajna Prajna Pramakta Chakana
Bhaktir Nirmala
Nirmala Vidyarasya
Nivitam
Nityam
Samraksham
Sammukam Sadaram
Vande
Vande Shri
Gurudeva
Gurudevam
Ananta
Ananta Sri
Shira
Acharya Varam Nijam
Purva
Guru
Bhishta
Vishta Suprakaram
Sugana
Guru Gani Rasista Sambhusitam
Chinta
Chinta Chinta Samasta Veda Nipunam Sri
Virupa
Rupa Pantanagam
Govinda
Govardam Udgalam Varam Tanam
Bharatanu Bhaktyanitam Sundaram Vande Vishwa
Vande Vishwagurum Cha Divya Bhagavata Premano Ye Bijapradam
Devam
Divyatanam Chandapadanam Valarkachela Chitam Sundarananda Puram Sadhi Gavaranam Vairagya Udya Bhuttim Siddhanta Nidhim Subhaktim Rasitam Saraswatim Varam
Vandekam
Ekam Subhadam Madhika Sharanam Nyaya Ishwaram Sridharam
Sridhara Saraswati
Siddhanta Saraswati Vidito Gaudiya Gauranvaye Gaganeyo Gaura Sankirtanaya Madhavadeti Mingaladhara Yatinuddharayate Jivanam Prema Sadbuddhi Gana Sakim Namo Gaura Kisauraya Bhakti Vidota Murtaye Gaura Hari Padma Vrindaya Radha Bhavan Sevane
Bhakti
Vande Bhakta Vinodam Shri
Shri
Gaura
Gaurasha
Sakti Sarupakam Bhakti Shastrajna Samrajam Radha Rasa Sudanidhim
Gauravaja
Gaura Dasteshwar
Vaishnava
Vaishnaver Vande Vigraham Jagannatha Prabhum Vande Premarude Ruddha Vaishnavam Panchakalpatarubhascha Kripa Sindhubhayeva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Tattvamakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktyakam Namami Bhakti Praktikam Namo Mahavadhanaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishna Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvise Namaha Namaha Mandamatir Gati Matsarvasva Padambujo Radha Madana Mohano Yadrindavanaya Kalpadrumadaya Srimad Ratnagara Simhastanastatu Sri Gandharva Srila Govinda Dev Prestaveyo Seva Munam Swarami
Sharamdi Vamsivata Tatastita
Rasara Sambhave Vamshivata Tatastitaha Krishna Venu Swayanir Gopir Gopinataya
Devai Priyai
Priyaya Tulsidevaya Priyaye Kesavaschita Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Satyavate Namo Namaha Dadatva Mantra Gurun Gurun Bhagavatarthadan Vyasan Jagat Gurunata Tato Jayam Mudirate
Jai
Jayata Parikara Sri Sri Guru Gauranga Gandharva Govinda Aram Anam Jastu
Shri Krishna
Krishna
Chaitanya
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadara Srivasa Gaura Bhaktarinda
Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Rama
Hare Rama
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 Hare
Rama Hare Hare
Jai Srila Prabhupada, Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Gurudev, Srila Acharya Dev. Srila Shanta Maharaja ki jai.
Jai.
Jai Giri Govardhana ki jai.
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 Name of Bhaktivinoda ki jai.
Jai.
All glories to the assembled
Jai.
devotees. Jai, all glories to the worldwide devotees. Jai,
Jai.
Guru ki jai.
Jai.
Go Premanandi, Hari Hari Hari.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol. Jai Vishnupad Paramahamsa Sripad Bhakti Madhava Puri Maharaj ki jai.
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 Dandava Pranam.
Dhanyavad, Dhanyavad.
How are you, Maharaj?
I'm good, Prabhu. I've seen you, all your faces, the happy faces of the devotees. I feel my health is back.
Priyatma.
Huh?
Priyatma Didi.
Priyatma Diddy's not there? Yes, she's there.
Yes, Maharaj.
I see her.
Yeah.
I see her.
Priyatama. Lashmi también. And today, change the play for my PC. PC. Entonces, other angle the video today.
Another, yes. What was that?
No, they rearranged the
Oh.
PC inside the living room, different
I see.
location.
I, okay. Hari Bol.
I'm very happy, Maharaj, because this morning, Srila Bhakti Niskama Shanta Maharaj called me for mobile, and he sent me link about important posts in Facebook about topic the Srila Trivikram Maharaj offering Dandavas to Niskama Shanta Maharaj for in the past often to my Sisa Gurudev Srila Bhakti Niskama Shanta Maharaj. And then I am very happy to read this post because my heart is very happy for that.
Yes, Prabhu, we saw that also. Very nice. Anyhow. Let's see. As Govinda Maharaj used to say, wait and see, huh? Let's wait and see. We don't know. Everybody has their thoughts. Jai Ras Prabhu ki jai.
Hi. I'm missing you, Prabhu, that last Saturday.
Yeah, me too. Hare Krishna, everybody.
He travels almost as much as Narada Muni. We never know where he's going to land. Anyhow, let's see. Everything will work out. Krishna has a plan for us all and for everything. I cannot think that even our mission, that is in the hands of Mahaprabhu, Sridhar Maharaj, teachings. I must protect that. I think Mahaprabhu will guard those teachings and guard the devotees, however many difficulties there may be. Our own lives also. How are we being guided in our own lives? There are so many problems we face. And when the society faces some problem, we are also affected by that. But somehow or other, devotees go on in one way or another. Where they're going, that's another question. But ultimately, the only thing we can rely on is our own sincerity. Our own sincerity. We may face so many personal problems ourselves, and they're not easy. And when, in addition to our own personal problems, we have the problems of the society that we're connected with, then it makes it only more difficult. Then how does it all work out in the end? By Krishna's grace. But if you are sincere, no one can be your enemy, and no one can be your friend but yourself. You are your best friend, and you can be your worst enemy also. But somehow there is something in everyone's heart that directs them. The super soul, Paramatma, whatever you want to call it. And also the impression that Guru leaves in our heart is called Chaitanya Guru. He leaves some impression in our heart. Chaitanya Guru, which guides us. These things work together, Chaitanya Guru and Paramatma. They guide us. The innermost feeling of our heart that cannot be denied. We have to follow that.
Maharaj, Chaitanya Guru means that is our soul.
Chaitanya?
Chaitanya Guru means our soul. Like,
Is Chaitanya Guru our soul?
No.
huh?
Chaitanya Guru, as I explained, is the impression that Guru Dev gives us. Affects our heart, impression that he gives us. Inspiration that comes from Guru. That inspiration, that impression, what he is teaching, that message, somehow or other, has an essence. And that essence is picked up by the soul. The soul picks up that essence that is being delivered by Guru, because it's the same essence in Guru Dev as it is in his disciple is the same. Their essence is there. We both are souls. We both are part of Krishna. And when we hear that essence, it reverberates with that which is most inmost in our own souls. And then we cannot but listen to that. And that's called Chaitanya Guru. That's the guidance that comes from within, from Guru Dev, and from the instruction of Guru Dev, the inspiration of Guru Dev. Comes from there. And then also from the Shastra and from the sadhus, we may get some inspiration. And that reverberates with that inner essence of our own soul. And we say, yes, this is the proper direction I want to go. What validates and what helps to cultivate that inner.
Your device is in airplane mode, so I can't.
Where we find cultivation of that inner substance. That's where we want. That's where we will go. Krishna arranges. He's always looking after our spiritual benefit. What benefits us spiritually, he will make that arrangement for us. Where our best spiritual arrangement will come. Of course, if we're not sincere, then what can be done? And he will also direct you in that way, according to your heart's desire. but it's always based upon our desire. And if that is genuine and true, then no one can deceive us. No one can mislead us. I've seen in my own life so many fluctuations and variations. So many people coming, saying this and that and the other thing. Even the whole society may go in one direction, but you don't feel that's where you should be going. And you don't go there. And it seems like everything is coming to an end because you don't have that company anymore, that society to back you. But still you go on. Still you go on. You have to go against, sometimes when you become a devotee, you have to go against the whole society, your whole family, everything. But you do that. And not that you're influenced this way and that way. When you've got your heart essence, Madhava, Terrace.
Haribol.
See you. Hello. Oh, I love it. I love it. You guys, I love it.
I love you.
Everybody's beautiful smiling faces.
So that essence that we follow doesn't depend on anything else. Society, friendship, family, anything. Saraswati Thakur, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, even if the whole world is burning, devotee doesn't stop to put it out, try to put that out. He just keeps his focus on his Lord, knows that it's all in his hand. That kind of sincerity is necessary to get us through all this difficulty, menagerie that we face, both, like I said, within and without. I look at Srila, I think of Srila Prabhupada when he was an old man and he came to America on a Jaladuta, that ocean liner, which was not even a passenger ship, and heart attack. He had no money, nothing. But he had that inspiration from his Gurudev to preach to the West. That's all he knew. And he came with that sole motivation. And disregarded all the other external factors. So that kind of single-mindedness, that's the yoga. As a yogi, can do that. That single-mindedness. And Krishna talks about that also in the Bhagavad Gita. Those who want to be successful have to have that single-mindedness to develop that laser sharp focus. All other considerations are laid aside. Only consideration is, what does Krishna want from me? What connection do I have with him? And how can I fulfill that the connection that I feel? Or how can I clarify and substantiate that in my life? And there is a certain joy, happiness that comes from being able to do that. Radharani is called Ladini Shakti. The pleasure potency of serving Krishna is so intense, there's nothing higher than that. There's no higher pleasure. So we don't think of pleasure like that. We don't think by serving every desire of the Lord, every fiber of his being, how we can be happy. We're serving something else other than ourselves. But that is what the scriptures inform us. That pleasure, that Ladini Shakti, is more than called pleasure, it's ecstasy, fulfillment. Ladini, what is that called? Ananda.
Ariana.
Ananda, yeah. Means limitless. Ananda.
Nitya.
Huh?
Nitya. Nitya Ananda.
So a very strange thing, huh? Nobody talks about this because nobody really knows what that means. In this world, everyone is teaching how to become happy by building making some building or getting some business or whatever, getting a nice family, going to Florida, going to Hawaii, whatever, getting some nice, comfortable climate to live in. They think that's happiness.
Adityananda.
All those things they think are becoming famous, becoming a movie star or whatever, even becoming an Einstein, they think that will be happy. But those are not the things that are mentioned in the scriptures. They talk about the pleasure of serving Krishna, surrendering to Krishna. Who could have thought? Who could think like that? That giving pleasure to the Lord, not just to anyone, not just serving humanity, not even that. That also has certain reward. But the service of Krishna, surrender to Krishna, that is the source of the highest pleasure. Who talks like this? Whoever tells this, they don't know. The material world is filled with self-pleasure, the idea of pleasing yourself, of you yourself being the center of pleasure. And somehow if that is satisfied, then you're happy. All to do with the self, or limited self or extended self, yourself or your family or your country or whatever.
Jai.
Jai.
How to hear how to make yourself happy, how to become happy. They talk about all that. Meaning yourself, how to make yourself happy. All self-directed. How do you adjust the world to make you happy?
How to win friends and influence people.
Now that idea is the predominant in the material world. But we never hear the opposite. How to give pleasure, how to give service, how to give satisfaction to the Supreme Lord, not even to other people. Humanitarianism is not part of spiritual life. Never mentioned. Of course, we don't ignore others in spiritual life. We have high respect and regard and honor for all others. Even not only human, but animal life, everything. Insect life. I remember when Srila Sridhara would sit on his veranda in the evening, sometimes the mosquitoes were coming, and he would let them come and eat at his legs. I remember seeing this. The mosquitoes were coming, and they were eating his legs. And he was sitting there. And one of his intimate servitors used to come and rub his legs so that the mosquitoes would not come and eat, take their meal there. Of course, he was quite an extraordinary, definitely an extraordinary person, an extraordinary devotee. So highly renounced, unimaginable. But it was not just a show, it was an actual renunciation. To allow to do something like that. Completely surrender to Krishna. Krishna, you want to send mosquito to bite me? Okay, let me feed them. We heard about one saint, what was his name? Vasudeva? He had
Leprosy.
leprosy. And sometimes the skin with the maggots and other thing on it, sometimes the skin would fall off his body. And he would pick it up again and put it back on his arm so that the maggots would not die. Well, for lack of proper nutrition. So, we hear these things. It's impossible to conceive. Yet, those can reach this kind of stage, have something, there's something that is driving them. Inconceivable to us, but that does not mean that it's not real, that it does not exist. So that is spiritual life. Yeah. Learning how to serve, how to please Krishna, and not anything else. Not that we can do that automatically, like flipping a switch. It takes time. And we must not, inflict harm and disturbance on others. Because disturbing others also means we are disturbed. We will not be able to practice our own spiritual life if we make too much disturbance in others. So we want to keep others happy, and we also want to be left in our own, what do you call, freedom, liberty, to do as we understand our heart is telling, dictating to us. Anyhow, that is the main difference between material life and spiritual life. Spiritual life means serving, giving pleasure to Krishna. Material life means finding pleasure in this world, which we find ourselves in a happy situation by anything but Krishna, everything but Krishna. Of course, it depends on our consciousness. The devotee, he might see Krishna everywhere. That's different. But it's all directed to Krishna. And therefore he lives peacefully with everything, without exploiting the world. Paramahamsa, Uttama-adhikari is like that. You see Krishna everywhere. And so they are always serving Krishna. But we have to understand that within our own hearts first. What does that mean? What is that actually like? Have the proper conception. Go on that. So that's we are discussing on our Prapanna-jivanamrtam. The great saint Srila Maharaja has given, compiled all these slokas which direct us in that way.
Should Haryananda say anything?
Huh?
Should Haryananda say anything for Nityananda?
Oh, you want to say something? En español.
Yeah, Maharaj, thank you. Dandavas Prabhu, Maharaj estaba comentando acerca del tópico relacionado con el, habló un poco acerca de lo que es el Chantya Guru, el gurú del corazón. Él dice que a veces cuando no podemos tener una comunicación directamente con Gurudev, entonces podemos guiarnos, por eso lo que llamamos a veces intuición, la corazonada, pero ese en realidad es el Chantya Guru que nos puede guiar cuando no tenemos acceso directo a Gurudeva. En muchos casos, ese es el camino que nos queda. Claro está, esa conexión con el Chantya Guru no se da de la noche a la mañana, ni se da así de una manera espontánea. Para eso también hay que cultivar la vida espiritual para poder tener ese acceso o esa conexión con el mundo interno. Entonces el Maharaj explica que esa conexión solamente se da por un requisito, que es la sinceridad. Si nosotros somos sinceros en lo que hacemos, entonces podemos lograr esa conexión. Ahora bien, ¿cómo se da esa sinceridad? Esa sinceridad se da a través de otro aspecto que es muy importante, que es la saranagati, la entrega al guru, la entrega al maestro. Entonces, en ese momento, Uma Devi preguntó al Maharaj, bueno, entonces, ¿cómo puedo hacer para saber que el Chantya Guru me está guiando o no? Le preguntó Uma Devi Didi al Maharaj. Entonces Maharaj respondió a ella, bueno, puedes, por ejemplo, empezar a ver lo que dicen las escrituras y especialmente mirar, observar el ejemplo de Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani, todo lo que hacía Srimati Radharani era para el placer de Sri Krishna. Srimati Radharani no pensaba, oh, me gusta esto para mí, pues esto es bonito, quiero complacer mis cosas, nada de eso. Todo el pensamiento de Srimati Radharani era para complacer al Señor Krishna. Ese tipo de ejemplo que está dado en las escrituras es perfecto para nosotros absorber un poco el ejemplo de lo que hacían las grandes personalidades, y entonces si nosotros tratamos de aplicar poco a poco eso en nuestra vida, podemos alcanzar un poco de paz y podemos transitar nuestro camino nuestro camino espiritual apropiadamente. Finalmente, también el Maharaj explicó un poco la diferencia, lo que es el mundo espiritual y el mundo material. Mundo espiritual significa, en pocas palabras, mundo espiritual significa servir a Krishna. Mundo material significa servir a los sentidos y a todo lo que corresponde a este plano que es muy bajo. Entonces, si tú quieres, una persona quiere cultivar mundo espiritual significa servicio. Mundo material significa deseo de complacencia de los sentidos. Esa es la diferencia entre el mundo material y el mundo espiritual. Cada quien decide por cuál de los dos caminos seguir. Claro está, una persona que esté a niveles muy altos ya está así siempre en un plano muy alto, pero nosotros que somos almas muy caídas, entonces tenemos que siempre estarnos cuidando, ser muy cuidadosos con quien nos asociamos, con quien hablamos, con qué cosas vemos, qué cosas decimos, y seguir la instrucción de Gurudeva, para entonces nosotros recorrer un camino bien apropiadamente. Más o menos es un resumen de las palabras que dijo el Maharaj. Si tiene alguna pregunta la puedes hacer. Jai Maharaj.
Sí, una pregunta, pero entonces en caso de que sea una persona que no pongamos una persona que no conozca conciencia de Krishna, entonces y no tiene acceso a Gurudeva ni nada, entonces ¿cómo busca esa persona ese Shakti Guru?
Bueno. Maharaj, Aditinanda had an interesting question. Your question is, Maharaj, one person know about Krishna consciousness, then how can this person connect your mind or hear with Shantya Guru? How? Is possible or not possible?
What's he asking?
Yes. Prabhu, the middle part is not so clear.
Prabhu, Adityananda question is, one person know about Krishna consciousness.
Ah.
Then how this person can or think about the Shantya Guru? This person is possible connect with Shantya Guru? Yes or no?
No,
No.
but I am like me. I am fool number one. Huh? I don't know anything about Krishna. But I told, if I could be a mailman, you know, the mailman who brings the mail, who brings the letter, huh? The man who brings the letter to your box, to your letter box. He brings the letter and he doesn't change the letter, the message that is being sent to you. He doesn't change, he gives it directly to you. He may not know so much about anything. So we can be like that. It's possible. I know, I'm like that. What do I know about Krishna? But I know what my Guru Dev said, and I try to follow whatever order he gave. And I try to do that to the best of my ability. That's all I can promise. By him, you can get connection to Krishna. By Guru Dev, you can get connection to Krishna. And I can only try to be sincere and loyal to Guru Dev and what he has said. Just like we are reading this book. I did not write this book. The book is coming from Sridhara Maharaj. If I can somehow present the message that Sridhara Maharaj is presenting, explain it in a way that is consistent with what Sridhara Maharaj, with his spirit and everything, by dint of my own sincerity, then maybe you can get some benefit. But I can't think that I'm giving any benefit. Not coming from me. Because I don't know anything. I have no connection with Krishna. Without Guru Dev mercy, I am nothing. I feel like that. Without mercy of Guru, we are nothing. We are just some particle floating independently in outer space. And only if we have some mercy from above, then it may come to us that we have some service to that higher thing. And through us, and through that higher thing that's coming through us, we connect them with Krishna. Understand? It has to come from above, through Guru, and then we can be connected.
Prabhu, el Maharaja.
Yes, Guru does not think he is Krishna. Guru cannot think that he is Krishna. He has to be the transparent medium, the servant of Krishna. Dasu das anudas, Mahaprabhu taught. A very distant servant. And that higher thing is coming to connect us with itself. The infinite has to connect with us. But it comes to us in a finite form as the Guru. but it's still the infinite. If finite is only doing everything, then what is the need of the infinite? Infinite has to come. Then Guru is actually beneficial to us. If that comes, not Guru, it's infinite. Of course, Guru is absolutely necessary, because how do we come in touch with the infinite ourselves? Too big. We can only come in contact at a finite point. So we have to accept Guru is a manifestation of the infinite, the mercy of the infinite coming to us. But Guru doesn't confuse the two. He knows what is his position and what is Krishna's position. And he tries always to deliver Krishna. Deliver Krishna.
There's one other part.
Huh?
There was one other part to his question.
What?
He's saying someone who does not know anything about Krishna consciousness at all, can they have some connection with Chaitya Guru? So a practitioner who knows nothing of Krishna consciousness.
Possible. If they are willing to accept the surrender to Guru, accept his direction, then they have some connection. We're all like that, I think. What do we know about God? What do we really know about Krishna? Except what Gurudev has told us, what Gurudev has inspired us. I think it's healthy to have that kind of mood. And we're not qualified to have any idea of the absolute, of the infinite. We may have something, but still the best attitude is to think, I have nothing, and my Gurudev is everything. And by his mercy, everything is happening. And it's always coming from down, from up to down, coming through us. You know, once Rumi, you heard of that poet, Rumi? You know that poet, Rumi. You know her? You heard? I don't remember his word. Jalaluddin Rumi. He once said, your children are not your children. Tell the parent that your children are not your children. They are the expression of life coming through you. Life coming through, life for its own self. Life tries to express itself in every generation, so that they are coming, that's life coming through you, not from you. Children come through us, not from us. And that is the expression of life itself. Life trying to promote itself, preserve itself. Life preserving itself. That is what children mean. They are coming through you, not from you. So don't claim them for yourself. You are also part of life. And you are helping life propagate itself, preserve itself. That's all. From universal conception. So like that, Guru must have that kind of conception. Now, how does he get that? What is his qualification for having that? Maybe some qualification is there to not understand these things and to be able to explain it to others, therefore. But why do you have that qualification? Why does someone have that qualification? Someone doesn't have that qualification. Where does that come from? So we're not really in control of that. So in that way, we must say that it comes from something more than myself, something universal, which is coming through me, not from me. Comes through us, not from us. I think that's the idea. Difficult to make it any more specific than that. But why do you ask that question, Adityananda? ¿Por qué?
Bueno, Prabhu, el Maharaj dijo que todo es posible, pero en este caso dice que tal vez sí, pero no, probablemente no, porque por ejemplo las escrituras dicen, lo primero que dicen las escrituras es que para la rendición, uno de los requisitos, 5 esenciales requisitos para la rendición es aceptar al Krishna como el guardián, como el protector, como el controlador de todo, o sea, entregarse a Krishna, ¿vale? Entonces, ese es un requisito para la rendición. Y acuérdate que él dijo, para acceder a ese plano de rendición tenemos que tener sinceridad. Y esa sinceridad no es algo espontáneo que se despierta así de la noche a la mañana, eso es producto de una práctica y no solamente de una práctica, en realidad al final todo es por la gracia del guru. Entonces si tú o alguien no tiene un guru directamente que esté guiándolo, que lo esté corrigiendo, que esté limpiando su corazón, es imposible que tenga una conexión con el Chantya Guru, porque no está siguiendo un camino, no tiene la cualificación necesaria para tal fin. Entonces Maharaj explicó, por ejemplo, el infinito, que es el Señor Supremo, puede adoptar o puede manifestarse como finito, porque Él es el infinito y el infinito puede hacer lo que Él quiera. Entonces ese infinito se puede manifestar como finito en la presencia física del guru, pero también se puede manifestar como Shantya Guru, ¿no? Claro, eso es una decisión, es difícil decirte algo bien, o sea, una verdad absoluta acerca del tema, porque eso son decisiones en realidad del señor Krishna y nosotros no tenemos la cualificación necesaria para decir, sí, este puede lograr este no, tal vez que sí, porque eso es muy difícil, pero lo que sí el Maharaj explicó que eso está clarísimo en las escrituras, al menos en las escrituras dice claramente que hay que tener ciertas cualidades y ciertas cualificaciones. Y entonces, por eso es que existe el gurú, seguir la instrucción del gurú, practicar y todo eso para ir creando unas condiciones necesarias para lograr esas conexiones más elevadas con el guía interno. Entonces el Maharaj dice que eso no puede ser por generación espontánea. Sin embargo, el señor Krishna puede hacer lo que quiera, pero bajo las directrices, enmarcado en las directrices de las escrituras, probablemente no sea posible. Pero de todas maneras, nosotros no debemos darle mucha vuelta a la cabeza en pensar esas cosas, porque para nosotros que somos almas muy caídas, lo mejor es concentrarnos en nuestra práctica espiritual, seguir las instrucciones de Gurudeva y tratar de llevar una vida apropiada y feliz con nuestros hermanos espirituales. Y eso, más o menos es ahí por donde tenemos que conducir nuestras vidas. Y bueno, y preguntas así, un poco escabrosas, son un poco complicadas de responder, pero él espera que con las palabras que te ha dicho, al menos tú hayas quedado satisfecho con la respuesta y que bueno, y que si tienes más preguntas también las puedes hacer. Jai Maharaj.
Yes, I think that if we are interested in Krishna, we can learn about that from anyone. Just like when Mahaprabhu went to Kurukshetra, he saw one devotee sitting, reading the Bhagavad Gita upside down. The book was upside down, and he was reading that book, and he was crying. He was crying. And Mahaprabhu asked him, why you are crying? What are you sitting here crying for? And he said, you're not even reading the book properly. And that devotee said to Mahaprabhu, I'm thinking Krishna came down and drove Arjuna's chariot. What kind of God is he? Today takes a humble attitude toward his devotee, such a loving attitude toward his devotee. What kind of God? How merciful he is. And he was crying. And Mahaprabhu said, you are the real devotee. That means anyone can learn from him what is devotion. But although he did not even know how to properly read, only he told, my guru has told me to read, although I don't know how to read. Told me I must read the Bhagavad Gita, so I'm doing that. I'm looking at the book, although I could not tell him, but I don't know how to do it. No, I must simply do what Guru told, like that. And Mahaprabhu said, yes, you are devotee. So I would say, ultimately, that if you do what Guru is asking you, then you are Guru. There's a qualification. If you are surrendered to Guru, then you are Guru. We can follow you. That's the only quality. Someone may be very good in so many qualities, educated and a lot of renunciation, whatever. He has so many qualities. But if he's not following Guru, then we don't respect. We don't give honor to that. But whoever is following Guru, whatever his qualifications, only simple desire to please Gurudev is Gurudev. That is surrender. That is Sharanagati. And that's what we are looking for. That is direction we want to go in. My humble opinion.
Maharaj dice, se estaba recordando de un pasaje donde estaba Chaitanya Mahaprabhu y estaba con una persona, un niño, un joven, pues, que estaba leyendo el Bhagavad Gita, pero entonces el joven entonces estaba leyendo el Gita y se puso a llorar. Entonces, pero todo el mundo sabía, se estaba extrañado porque ese joven no sabía leer en realidad, no sabía leer, era analfabeta. Pero sin embargo, lo agarraba el libro e intentaba como leer el libro. Entonces, y la gente asombrada porque estaba llorando, ¿no? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu le dijo, bueno, ¿por qué lloras si tú no sabes leer? Entonces, el joven le dijo, bueno, realmente no sé leer, pero veo las imágenes y me imagino en mi mente a Arjuna conversando con Krishna en plena guerra y todas las cosas que él le dice, entonces lo veo en mi mente, entonces eso me produce sentimientos de conexión con él, ¿no? Entonces Chaitanya Mahaprabhu se quedó sorprendido y dijo, wow, entonces dijo, este es un real devoto, un verdadero devoto. Entonces, por su sinceridad, por su entrega, por su amor. Entonces, es un real devoto. Entonces, el Maharaja dice, asimismo, alguien que pueda que no saber aparentemente ciertas cosas, igual por la gracia del Señor puede alcanzarlo todo. Pero lo contrario también, puede haber una persona educada, con buena posición, todo, pero si no es sincera, no sigue un guru, la instrucción de un guru, entonces su conocimiento, su posición, todo eso no importa, no vale de nada. Pero un devoto no tiene mucho conocimiento, no tiene buena posición, pero un devoto humilde sigue la instrucción, enfocado, la instrucción que Gurudev le da al devoto. Entonces, ese es un buen devoto. Que sigue la instrucción humildemente que le da su Gurudev. Entonces, en resumen, eso es lo que digo el Maharaj, que que debemos es enfocarnos nuestras vidas simplemente sin mucho afán de muchas cosas, simplemente seguir la instrucción del guru, complacer al guru, tratar de hacerlo feliz, al igual que Srimati Radharani intentaba siempre hacer feliz a Krishna. Entonces tenemos que seguir ese ejemplo y, bueno, tratar de seguir la instrucción del maestro espiritual. Espera, el Maharaj dice, espero que con estas palabras y esto que te acabo de decir es mi humilde opinión acerca del tema. Jai Maharaj.
Ya, y gracias, Harinanda. Gracias.
Para servirte a ti, Prabhu. Gracias.
Y muy feliz con la disculpa pública de Trivirkam Maharaj.
Ok. Muy bien. Maharaj Ditinanda say, thank you for the teaching, your teaching, and comment to Ditinanda say, I am very happy for Trivikram Maharaj's post.
Yes,
Jai Maharaj.
no one else has given like that any apology for their offense. We know that Shanta Maharaj is a good Vaishnava. He has given his whole life to service of Gurudev, as Gurudev, Sri Damodar Maharaj. He's always tried to follow the teachings of Sridhar Maharaj, Prabhupada, Govinda Maharaj. We see that he is doing like that, and he is spending so much of his energy, always trying to serve them, presenting the philosophy very strongly. So we can see by that quality that he is presenting what Guru has given, not compromising. And some people become angry at him because he does not compromise. He does not compromise. So they feel offended when he tells them why you are compromising. That is not what we want. Anyhow, to be able to realize that he is a genuine Vaishnava, that is the first thing. They don't even realize that, most of these people. They think they are Vaishnavas and he is not. They're all foolishness, very offensive. He is a good Vaishnava, strict, following all the rules, principles, teachings, and working very hard, giving all his energy. Now that is the same quality I see in Acharya Maharaj also. Acharya Maharaj had that same quality. He gave all his energy to serving Govinda Maharaj, order, desire. That's why I honored him as Acharya, as Guru, because I could see that quality in him. Whatever people did not like about his nature, and he was always very uncompromising also, and created many enemies like that. That may be, but his focus, his attention was on doing the service, honoring Gurudev. So that was his qualification. I always felt. And I see that same qualification in Shanta Maharaj. So I cannot approve. If anyone finds defect in that, I cannot approve that they are understanding the real Vaishnava quality that Maharaj has. That's all. Now, Trivikram Maharaj, he knows. They have some conversation, has respectful conversation with Shanta Maharaj many times. They have been friends over the years. And I know that he has some regard for Santa Maharaj as a Vaishnava. Therefore, he's saying like that. But those who do not have that, even that much understanding, what can we expect? Cannot expect any much from them. Anyhow, each person will go according to their own heart, and Krishna will reward or punish them accordingly also. We have to remember always to keep our own direction, keep our nose pointed in the right direction. Don't get too involved with other people who are going in different directions. Like I said, try to keep the essence, surrender to Gurudev, service of Gurudev, wholehearted. That, I think, is the main qualification. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Raúl, Maharaja está diciendo que sí, realmente eso es un buen acontecimiento debido a que Srila Bhakti-Nikama Shanta Maharaj es un buen Vaishnava, es una persona que tiene mucha cualificación y lo más importante, las cualificaciones que tiene Srila Bhakti-Nikama Shanta Maharaj surgen de manera natural y que eso no es algo tan común. También el Maharaj da ejemplo con su vida diaria, todos los días predicando, enseñando, con su humor tan amoroso, tan agradable. No muestra envidia hacia los demás, hacia lo que hacen otros, siempre enfocado, siempre enfocado en la enseñanza. Es decir, que es un ejemplo de vida perfecto de lo que en realidad debe ser un gurú muy cualificado. Claro está, esa actitud que es muy erudito, tiene mucho, aparte de eso, presenta el Siddhanta o los conocimientos de manera espléndida, pero claro está, eso también para quienes somos sus seguidores, devotos, eso es algo muy bueno, ¿no? Pero también existe la oposición, o sea, los envidiosos, los que tienen envidia, que nunca faltan, porque es la naturaleza de este mundo material, que hay los dos polos, entonces hay un polo del bien, un polo del mal, un polo de aquel que hace las cosas buenas, el que las hace malas, y el que las hace bien atrae la envidia, también atrae la envidia de aquellos que no pueden hacer esas cosas y como no las pueden hacer, sienten mucha envidia. Pero el Maharaj también explica que es muy natural que entre Vaishnava también suceda eso cuando son sinceros y se pidan unas disculpas, porque bueno, errar es de humanos y ya, y se pidió las disculpas y eso es algo muy bueno que fortalece incluso el movimiento porque se está dando un buen ejemplo, que aparte el Maharaj dice que ellos dos son amigos desde hace muchos años, no es que ahora, ellos son amigos y tiene una relación de amistades hace muchos años y es natural que, bueno, como en toda la familia puede haber algunas diferencias, puntos de vista distintos, pero lo más importante es lograr a ese entendimiento y esa unión. Entonces, finalmente, el Maharaj dice que para él, el Srila Bhakti-Nikama Shanta Maharaj tiene una alta cualificación y que bueno, no nos queda otra de seguir admirando y siguiendo sus instrucciones y manteniéndonos fieles en el camino que él nos está mostrando. Más o menos ese es un resumen general de lo que dice Maharaj. Jai Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Gracias, Prabhu.
Thank you, Maharaj, devotee, for opportunity. Let's share to you and devotee. Thank you, Maharaj. Jai Gurudev.
I'm just thinking, anyone who has any conception of the infinite, whoever has a conception of the infinite, that's the main thing. But whoever has that conception, you can only do one thing. Surrender. Infinite means you have to surrender to that. That is the proper conception of infinite. Whoever thinks they can know the infinite, they don't know what they're talking about. But who has a proper conception of infinite, they understand. Only one thing for me, I must surrender to that. Simple, a simple thing. Infinite means I'm the finite, I must submit to that. That is Vaishnava. Something like that. Of course, more than that. That's just a general idea. My dandavats to you. Jai. Please be well. Be safe.
Yeah.
And be happily engaged in service. Haribol, dandavats.
Haribol Maharaj, Dandavats Pranam. Haribol devotee.
You be well also, Maharaj.